ISO 27001 Annex A 7.4, physical security monitoring. So here we're looking at the monitoring of our physical security as before, building on 7.1 and 7.2, building on having a physical security perimeter. As part of having a physical security perimeter, one of the things that we talked about was putting in place measures and monitors. Also, as part of 7.2, physical entry, we talked about having measures and monitors on physical entry into an organization. The way that you're going to satisfy this and implement this is to work out what it is that you need to measure and monitor in terms of your physical security. You're going to do it and you're going to evidence that you did it. So let's have a little look at what the standard is actually asking for, and then a bit more guidance on how you can do that. Premises should be continuously monitored for unauthorized physical access. Okay, so there are loads and loads of different ways that you can do this, and these are going to be proportionate to you. This might be something that you've outsourced if you're in a shared office environment and you've outsourced the management of that building. Or it may be something in that case that you want to supplement, or it may be that you're responsible for your physical premises and all of this is on you. What are the kind of things that I can put into here? Well, the kind of things when we had considerations on physical perimeter was around having a reception area, a manned reception area. Having a manned reception area allows us to have a visitor's log and a visitor's book that checks people in and checks people out, and it has additional controls that go around that. So measuring and monitoring of that would be through having some kind of visitor's book, some kind of digital record of visitor access and egress from our organization. We can monitor it through physical watching, right? And again, that can be baked in. It isn't a primary monitoring control, but as part of our culture of awareness and security training, we are explaining to people that we want them to be diligent and we want them to report things, so we can make reference to that. We've talked about having visitors badges and staff badges and some kind of identification of staff and visitors. And again, in combination with our culture of information security, the ongoing monitoring of that is something that we can absolutely evidence. As I say, we wouldn't rely on it. It is fallible, but it is part of our armory. We've talked about the implementation of CCTV, external CCTV, internal CCTV, and I did make reference to the fact that you're going to need a professional that's going to install that on your behalf, and you're going to need the help of a legal professional and a data protection professional, dependent on the jurisdictions that you're in. So you've got to be making sure that that CCTV is legal, meeting the requirements of law and health and safety and data protection. But that's another way that you can monitor and you can measure. You can have measures and monitors on doors themselves. So on digital doors, that how many times they were open and how many times they were closed and how long they were open for. So we've got monitoring around that. And there are going to be other monitors that you can put in place that you can think of that are appropriate to you. The thing that we're looking at here is evidencing the measurement of that, and then you have to document a process of response. What do I mean by that? The process. You need a process that documents how you are reviewing the information that you are collecting. Okay, how long you're keeping it, how you're accessing it. But for this particular point that I'm making, how are you reviewing it and how is it alerting you when something has gone wrong? So it's all well and good just having CCTV, many people do, and then they only ever really access it after the event, days, hours, weeks, months later to see what went on. But there are sophisticated things that are in place that can alert you in real time to things that are going wrong. So think about that process and document that process. We document what our measures and monitors are, how are we measuring and monitoring our physical security. Things like fire alarms, right? We're going to be having a fire alarm system that we can log into that will alert us in real time of anything that's gone wrong, and it will have logs within it that show us the number of times that that has occurred, and we will have a process about who does that alert go to, what do they do, how do they respond. Things like burglar alarms, intruder alarms, exactly the same as fire suppression. Activating in real time, communicating and alerting in real time. What is the process? Who is getting that alert? What are they doing with it? How are they responding to it? Then when it comes to the audit, you're going to have evidences of that in operation, and you're going to have historical data in line with your data retention policy and your physical security policy that shows you can go back a period of time to see the events that have occurred. We then start to look at additional controls, which I won't go into detail here, about continual improvement. So what are we doing with that data and trend analysis? But wait, hold your horses. We will come on to that, right? About how we continually improve off of the back of that. So this is about security monitoring. It's about implementation. It's about making sure that your physical security perimeter is in place, that yes, you have things like alarms, yes, you have your fire suppression, your health and safety controls, you've got your culture and awareness around information security, you're reporting as best as you can in real time so that you can respond, you have your response process documented and evidenced as being in operation. Not a particularly hard one. Again, like the other controls, if you don't have physical premises, completely out of scope, yes, there is a blog and a guide that I have in a video for you on how to handle a situation when you're fully remote. This relates to the fact that either you have outsourced and you're in a shared environment, or you have a direct landlord relationship and you are physically responsible for your information security. So my name is Stuart Barker. I am the ISO 27001 Ninja. Each of the physical controls building upon the last one, providing a little bit more guidance. Basic principle, have a perimeter, have entry and exit, and you're going to be absolutely golden. Let's go on to the next tutorial. See you over there in a minute. Peace out.